sooos, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 to your wig guide. For those of you guys who are thinking about purchasing a wig and don't know where to start, I am your wig fairy. So I'll be explaining all about lace frontals in this video. I'm currently wearing a lace frontal. I'm going to show you guys how I lay it down. I'm also going to add in a clip where one of my cons actually happened, so I'm going to insert it so you guys can see what can happen, what can go wrong. But it's not to discourage anyone, it's just to give you an idea of what to expect when dealing with a lace frontal wig. I'm also going to be going over some pros. I'm going to also add them down below in the description box as well as in the comment box, so make sure to look there because I might add something that I forgot to add in this video. So shout outs again to Gina's Hair Beauty. She's the one that colored this unit for me. It was the first time I ever won any type of contest, so I felt very special. And the construction is done by Doiyenne. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys know what to do. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't, tell people who. With a lace frontal wig, it's not like your closure wig. So with a lace frontal, it's going from air to air. So the first pro is that you have way more flexibility. Lace frontals, they come 13 by 4, 13 by 6, and 13 by 7. Way more flexibility, so you can part it in any way that you want. You can do updos, like you do like a half bun. You can do cane rows. You can style it much more differently, so you have more flexibility when it comes to styling the unit. What you need for this part right here, some got to be free spray. There's other sprays on the market that you can use. I preferably for this part, for the balding method, I prefer free spray. You want to spray along your hairline because that's where you want the illusion that it's your scalp. Try not to get too much on your hair because you don't want to start balding, okay? Another pro is that it lasts on your head. So if you, like, let's say you're going on vacation and you just want a hairstyle for like the first week of that vacation, or like for the first few days of that vacation, if you're not in the mood to take it off, put it back on, take it off, this is where a lace frontal comes in handy. The lace frontal, you can get away with that because it's glued down to your it's glued down to your head, and it will last longer. Now you're gonna take your blow dryer, you're gonna put it on the highest. Sorry, you can't hear me, obviously. You're gonna put it on the highest, and you're gonna also click on the cool button if you have that option on your blow dryer, so it dries properly and you don't burn yourself while doing this. Next, you're gonna need these snippers, and be very careful when you use it because you don't want to cut yourself, obviously. You want to take your time also when doing this part. Roll it up, roll up the rim. Be careful with your edges too, guys, as you do not want it to fall off in the process. Don't cut off your ears either. A frontal, if you don't like the way the hairline is looking and you want it to look more natural, you can go ahead and you can pluck the sides to make it look more like flawless, like you be seeing the girls on Instagram and stuff, and it looks like it's coming out of their scalp, and it's just like, wow, like that's some wig craft right there. Quick con with plucking though is that it can be time consuming. What this pro means is someone like me, I have plenty forehead. So I can choose whether I would like to place the wig in line with my hairline, or if I want to bring it down just a little bit for whatever reason that may be. I said sometimes as well, that pertains to those with more baby hairs that comes down to their eyebrows. They may not have that much flexibility when it comes to playing around with where they want their hairline to begin and end. And that extra piece in the back. People be forgetting that on camera, and that has got me so mad. I'm just like, the piece in the back, cut it off. Okay. A con with a lace frontal, it's very easy to mess up, and you need to really you have to like have the time, so it's very time consuming. It can get very messy. Like I said, if it's your first time with wigs in general and you go for like a lace frontal is your first go-to, I honestly suggest choosing something that if you F up, you are not going to regret it. I honestly recommend that you choose a wig that you do not need, like you don't have like an occasion to go to. I mean, like it's COVID anyways, you don't really have any special occasions to go to, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like don't, like if this is your birthday hair and this is your first time and you have no clue where to start, please seek professional help with installing a lace frontal wig. So you can have, I mean, I'm not discouraging anyone that wants to try it, because you can get it on the first try, and others, they get it on their 10th try. But I'm just saying, like, this is more, you have to be more delicate with this, because you just don't want to mess up, pretty much. After a few days, you're going to realize the first lifting is going to happen on the corners of the wig. So don't be discouraged. You can either just glue it back down if you plan on continuing to wear it for many more days, or you can take it off if it has ran its course. So for the rest of this part, I'm just basically showing you how I tweak the bald cap on my head. This is the new one from the first one I messed up. Oh my god, guys. I'm just happy that it actually happened, because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to still put it in the video because it shows you guys, like, I'm not lying. So yeah, I'm just going to tweak it more to my liking, try to make it as flat as possible before installing the wig on top of my head. Thank you guys so much for watching up until this part. As I mentioned earlier on about not having the right wig cap to match your skin tone, this is what I meant by using your foundation to spread across the wig cap to make it look more natural when your wig is on. I'm going in using a foundation that I had there that expired, because honey, it's all about recycling. So yeah, that's all I'm doing, and I do this every time. I decided I want to use the Ghost Bond XL glue because I want to try and see how it works. I want to compare it to what I normally use, which is the Got to Be Freeze Spray. I've also tried the Got to Be Glue and the Got to Be Gel. The only thing I would say as a con, let's say, since we're talking about pros and cons in this video, is that it is much pricier than the what I mentioned before. However, a pro is that it's just as easy for application purposes when applying your wig, and it takes just as much time for drying and to apply the wig to your head. So yeah, all I'm doing right here is just cleaning the surface area where I'm going to be applying the glue, which will help for a cleaner look when I lay my wig on top of my head. So you're going to want to do that. You can use a primer. They have wig primers like Esha Girl, I believe that's what it's called. She has a primer. They have a primer. The company has a primer before applying your wig. I'm just going to be using alcohol as a primer. So what I like to do after installing my bald cap on is placing the wig on top of it and just lining it up with the wig, just to see if I have to cut any excess cap from underneath, or if it's good and dandy to start cutting and applying and gluing it down. And don't mind the dots on the lace. I was trying to try a ting, but the ting didn't work out how I envisioned it, so I just allowed it. So just allow it too. Thank you very much. So another thing that I verify when I try on the wig is how natural is it looking, like how natural is the scalp looking. So if I see that it's still too clear and it does not match my skin tone, I take off the wig and I add foundation, this time on the inside of the lace of the wig. So that's what you're going to see me doing here. And then once I put it back on, if I like what I see, then we're good to go, and I will just glue it down one time. If it's still a little bit if it's still a little bit off of my skin tone, I just add more foundation till it reach my goal. What is she doing with these scissors, you may ask? I am just cutting off any excess piece of cap that I won't be needing once I start gluing this wig down. So to begin, if it's your first time, this is the easiest way. By cutting the lace into sections, it helps for a easy process in gluing it down, or you can just choose to glue it down all together and then just cutting around it once it's done, or you can do it the way I'm doing here. I would recommend this if it's your first time. Also, just move any hair from in the front out of your face because you don't want it to be glued down in the process of gluing down the lace. So now you want to just dab some dots, like connect the dots along the cap, smooth it out with a rat tail comb or whatever instrument you have to smooth it out, and just put it on your skin. And then you're going to take your blow dryer again on the cool setting, dry it down, and then you're going to stick the lace down using your fingers. I like to use my fingers, or you can use a tool to press it down to make sure that it is well secured. And you're going to do that in sections. So I'm starting with the front, you can start with the sides, whatever feels comfortable to you. When you're blow drying this part, you want to wait till it gets clear before sticking the lace down, or else it's not going to look nice. You're not going to like it, and it's tricky to, redo it and get it still a flawless finish. So for cutting the lace, unfortunately my camera died when I was showing you guys how to cut the behind the ears, but basically what you're going to do here is, you see how I'm going like towards like the shape of my ear, you're going to just continue cutting the lace off completely. Don't worry that that some hair is going to come off with this lace, that's fine. And then when you cut the lace in the front, you want to really follow the hairline of the hair. You're going to see me kind of leave some extra lace in the beginning, but I do go back in and I cut the excess lace. That's just how I do it for my preference. So don't mind that it looks kind of jaggedy and like icky right now. I will be fixing it up, and you will see in the end, like, you don't see that what you're seeing here at all. And remember I told you, like, allow the dots down? This is exactly why, because as I'm cutting off the lace, those are going bye-bye right with it. So continue watching. My camera does die when I reach the end of this part, but I'll be back to style it for you guys. All right, good morning guys. It is 2 days later because my camera died, and then life, had to keep going. So I left the ends, like whatever we left off at, I left at, so I can continue to show you guys how to lay your lace. Okay. So one thing for me, I don't know if it's just me, but one thing I don't like when I wear a lace front is when I take my shower and I have to clean behind my ears. Like, I find it's like, because you don't want to wet the hair, you don't want to wet the lace, but it's like you have to clean behind your ears because that's nasty. So like, I just find like that gets in the way. Like, I still clean my ears, but I just find like it gets in the way. Like, I don't know, like it just feels weird to me. And then also like when I have my headband, I feel like I can't wash like everything off my face, you know. What lace though? That feels nice and snug. All right, so I just have this other side to do. And don't mind the cap underneath. You can just bring it back down when you put the glue. Shouldn't be no biggie. So that's much better. Okay, so now here's the trick, here's the gag. I'm gonna go in with some castor oil because I realized that the castor oil helps to remove the glue or any like excess crap way easier. So I'm just gonna put a little bit, not too close to where I just glued down because I do not want to go through that again. And I'm just gonna rub. Then I'm gonna go in with a baby wipe, and then I'm just going to, I just need a mirror. I just going to clean. So now I'm just gonna style it. I also went ahead and you can add some of your foundation to the scalp, just lightly dabbing it to make it look more realistic. I feel like I need to clean some more. Like I feel like, I don't know, there is some part of the lace that I see that requires some cutting, that I don't like how it's showing. Bam. So yeah, now to style it. I don't know, I just have an obsession these days with just gelling everything back and like having it like a mullet but not a mullet, you know what I'm saying? But for right now I'm just gonna stick to just straightening out because like I said, I'm pressed for time. So you see, in another predicament, another day, I would have just shot on a curly closure wig because that's the easiest of easiest wigs to deal with. Okay, I have my Got to Be Guardian Angel spray. This works for me, so I'm using it. It's almost done, so when it's done I'll either go back to the same product or I'll try something different. I don't know this yet. And yeah, also when you put your lace wig down, normally in the back it's kind of like loose. You can either sew it down to your hair if you have hair. I don't have hair, I'm like, my hair is shaved on the sides. You can add a band in the back to, you know, keep it down. But for me personally, like once I glue down the front, it's secure. Like nobody's pulling my hair, okay? So I'm just spraying some of this, you know. And you can just go in sections, or you can just pass the straightener where you see it needs straightening. Me personally, I like to like go in sections. I mean, I am in a rush, so I shouldn't be, but it's the first time I'm wearing this wig and I don't want it to look like I've had it on my head for a while, you know what I'm saying? Like presentation, honey, presentation. This is like really long for 8-inch. I feel like this is like low-key 10 inches, you know, but I ain't complaining. Somebody gonna snatch me up today and make me a wife. Your wig ain't laid if the top ain't flat. Obviously, please do not put this right here. You will end up with some scars, some burn scars. Like, I'm putting at the highest for basically like right here. I find it's like sitting up too much for me. I'm gonna like that. In the front, if you could pass, if you're swift, I'm not recommended on my channel, period. Let me not even give y'all no ideas, because if you guys burn up you guys self, don't call Kendra Nicole, okay? Thank you very much. Don't call up my name. Or what I like to do, as it's getting warm, like it's not too warm, I will pass it in the front. That's what I do. Okay, so this is what it is looking like after I've straightened it. And you know, just all I did after, I took some of the gel, some of the olive oil, shea butter, black castor oil, flaxseed gel, and I mixed that with some mousse. I'll show you guys what mousse I use. I normally use a lot of body, but what was inside is what I grabbed, so I used the Shea Moisture Fusion. I just mixed a bit and I just passed it on top just to really give it that smooth flat finish. It's looking like and yeah, so I'm gonna get dressed, get ready, and if I have time I'll be back. So yeah.